This is the practice of finding your ventral vagal anchors. So have something to write on so that you can begin to keep track of your anchors. And we're going to identify the predictable who, what, where, and when of your ventral vagal system. So let's start with who. So who is a person who, when you are around them, when you are with them, connected with them in some way, you feel this autonomic experience of being welcomed. You feel your ventral vagal state come alive. Who is a person? And since people have been dangerous and continue to be dangerous for many of us, your who can be a pet, right? So you could start with a pet if you want. And then we could look for a person. So person or pet, who is person or pet, who when you are around them, you just feel this warm ventral vagal response. As you go forward, after you've identified one who, you might think of ancestors who you haven't met, but who bring that experience. You could think of guides or spiritual beings who bring that experience to you. You could think of people who you haven't met, but when you see them or you listen to them, you feel that ventral welcome. So we can expand the category, but in its first time of finding a who, I'd really like you to find a living, breathing nervous system that you have been in contact with. So write your who down, and you'll add to that list over the course of this training. Let's start with one. And now let's move to the what. And the what are both actions and objects. So let's start with objects. What is something that you can pick up, you can hold, you can wrap yourself in, you can see that brings you that experience of ventral safety and regulation? The world is okay when I'm around that object, when I hold that object. For me, this scarf is one of those. It's a thing that I wrap in that brings me that sense. So what's an object for you that brings you that ventral experience? And the nice thing about identifying an object is you then can put those objects in places where you regularly bump into them, where it's not hard to reach for that object. They're all around you. So let's think about actions now. What is an action? Some small thing you do that brings you a ventral experience. We don't want this to be a great long practice. An anchor is not a great long practice that we dive into. It's a small thing that we can grab onto, we can reach for. So what's something you do, an action you do that's easy, doesn't take much time, is easy to repeat, and brings you a moment of feeling ventral? And again, for me, I'm going to look this way because I'm in front of a window, and outside the window, there's always something amazing going on. There's trees, there's nature, there's sky. So an action for me is simply to look out the window and come back. Easy to do, doesn't take much time. So what's an action for you that's easy to do and brings you a moment of ventral? So we have who, we have what. Let's move to where. Where is a place in your world where when you enter into that space, you feel welcomed and you want to stay there for a while? It's that ventral experience of, yes, content. Where is a place? It could be a place in your home. It could be a place at work. It could be a place in nature. Nature is often a place that we turn to for this ventral moment. Where is a place for you? And then again, when we can identify the wheres of our ventral vagal anchors, we can find our way to those places more often, more predictably. And even if I can't find my way to that place, as I bring it alive in my memory, it comes alive in my nervous system. So again, for me, the ocean, walking by the sea is aware for me. And for part of the year, I am not near the sea, and yet I carry it with me. I carry that anchor with me, and when I bring it alive, I feel it. So we have a who, a what, and a where, and let's end with when. When are the moments, the predictable times, when you feel that ventral energy come to life? It might be a time of day. It might be a moment within a day. I'm an early morning person, so for me, this very early morning, before the world gets up, is what I like to think of it as. It's my time. It's a ventral anchoring time for me. I have friends who tell me their anchors are the other end of the day, right? Or when you close the door on work, or the first thing in the morning when you wake up, or when you close your eyes at night, or when you share lunch with someone. When is a time that is repeatable, that you can do regularly, that brings you that moment of ventral? So you're beginning to create your list of ventral vagal anchors in these categories of who, what, where, and when, right? So keep adding to this list over the course of this course. Your list will grow. And interestingly, some anchors may disappear. They may no longer feel like it's an anchor for you, and others will come in. Right? So we want a abundant list of anchors, and in the beginning, we may only have one in each category, or not even one in each category. We may only have one or two. And again, that's fine. Right? That's fine. Find an anchor, reach for it, resource with it. Right? We turn to these when we're looking for a bit more. Right? When I know, oh, I'm losing my connection to ventral, I'm going to grab an anchor. Right? So again, you're beginning to create your list of ventral vagal anchors, and you will add to it. That list is a living document. It will change over the course of our time together.